Hey guys, I'm professional organizer Amanda LeBlanc. Welcome to my new home. My husband and I just purchased our new home a couple of months ago, and it needed a ton of work. But one of the first things that we knew we needed to tackle were all of the storage spaces in the home. The house was built in 1990, and to say it had terrible storage was an understatement. So we were so fortunate to have the experience we've had with organized living products and knew that Freedom Rail and Classica were the perfect solutions to our storage needs. So I'm going to show you around some of my favorite spaces and how we were able to maximize our efficiency. So this is my home office, and it may look a little familiar because it's the office that I designed and set up in our old office space for work. And when we moved into this house, I found this front little parlor room and really felt like it was the perfect spot for a home office. That's one of the things that I love about this product, is that we're able to take stuff that we have installed in other areas and move it to a new space. So I'm gonna take you guys to the next space. Come on. Okay, so I'm about to show you my laundry/pantry. And I have to say, I really do feel like this is my favorite spot in the house, which is kind of funny because I hate to do laundry and I hate to cook. But it just turned out so beautiful, so come on in. Welcome to my laundry/pantry. This space was so much bigger than a laundry room I had ever had in my life. And we had this huge blank wall. So I immediately thought this big wall will be a great solution for providing a pantry for the kitchen. And the laundry room actually sits right off of our kitchen eating area, so it makes a perfect solution for that. You'll see from the before pictures, this room was disgusting. And there were horrible cabinets up here that were in terrible shape and they didn't have great storage. So we brought in Classica cabinetry and did cabinets on either side and open shelving in the middle. We love our little canisters for dispensing liquid detergent. We actually built the base of this out of Classica cabinetry as well, and then had our contractor bring in a slab of marble for the top. So it gives us an area for powder detergent, it gives us an area for folding and sorting laundry, and with adding just these cabinets up here, we doubled the amount of storage that was in here for laundry storage. So then we had this great little niche over in the laundry room that I think the previous owners used for a backup freezer or refrigerator. But when I saw it, I thought this is a perfect place to do a Freedom Rail setup to give us a spot for laundry hampers, for hanging clothes to dry or things that need to be ironed, and then extra storage above for some of those items that we like to keep handy. And then lastly, I talked to you about the wall of pantry, and this is such a great pantry setup. It gives us everything we need, and obviously we designed it with that in mind. What we were storing in here, how much space did we want? We wanted some area for like a butler's pantry, extra dishes and things like that we don't use very often, vases, and then created an area for all of the food. This makes cooking, not for me, but for my husband, so much easier. So you can see exactly what you have. When the kids come home from school, they know where their snacks are, they can see everything. This was the perfect solution for a pantry. When it comes to storage, adjustability is probably my #1 thing that I look for and that I try to use, not just for myself, but for all of my clients. And so that's one of the things that we have really enjoyed about this pantry. That allows it to be customized for your family's needs, and that makes it a perfect solution. Let's check out another space. So when we were looking at this house for the first time, I found this weird little closet right inside the kitchen off the dining room, and I thought, what am I gonna do with that? And I have to say, I tell my clients this all the time, but it's the first time I was able to practice it myself. You really have to move in sometimes and see what the space dictates for you. So for us, we realized we didn't have a great coat closet and the kids didn't have a place to throw their backpacks. So we were able to use Freedom Rail shelving to come in and bring in some place for the kids to hang their jackets and have bins for things that they are doing after school, extracurricular activities, all that miscellaneous stuff that you need to grab and go when you're on your way out the door. Now let's go check out the kids' bedrooms. Okay, so when I said the pantry and laundry room was my favorite, I might have been lying because my daughter's closet is probably my favorite space. I mean, I think they all are, but when she came into this house, and you might remember from the video of our previous home, she had a very small closet. I think it was like less than 70 inches wide, and she never complained. So when we came into this house and realized that this was about to be her closet, she was thrilled. And now it's the place she hangs out, so come see why. This closet has got to be every teen's dream. I mean, I know I would have died for a closet like this when I was little. This was such a great space for us to create not just a closet, but a sitting room for her. So you can see we brought in all the Freedom Rail product because we've used it for our children for so many years. It was in our home for 10 years in our previous home. It worked so well that we knew this exactly what we wanted to do in this house. We wanted a place to create a dresser. I wanted her to be able to get dressed fully in her closet and not take up space in the bedroom with a big bulky dresser. So we had this wall with a slanted ceiling. It created a great space for all the drawer units down at the bottom that house all of the pajamas and underclothes that she needs to get to. And then bringing in shelving on top gave us a spot for her shoes, folded pants, all of those items, and even bringing in little artistic pieces that kind of help to make it creatively her own. And then on this side, we used that height that we had and took advantage of that to bring in a double hang section and then a long hang dress section for her. And again, this is one of those things that's uniquely Freedom Rail, which is you can have slope ceilings, you can have all kinds of weird odds and angles, but because this product is so customizable, you can really design it to fit whatever space you're trying to create a closet or storage room out of. So now we're gonna go check out the other kid's closet. Again, in this house, we had all of these weird closets with crazy angles and ceiling heights. And so Freedom Rail was the perfect way to solve our storage needs in this closet. The ceiling slope in this closet for our younger daughter made it really difficult for much to fit going all the way across. So we took advantage of the slope ceiling and brought in shelving on the opposite wall, which didn't exist before. In fact, when we came to look at this house the first time, there was one little wire shelf in here that was about 48 inches wide, and that was it. There was nothing else in this space. And now you see, like, we've brought in double hang with shelving over and a long hang section with 2 shelves over that give her room for all the shoes she wears on a daily basis, and then pants for school and weekends. Okay, so now I'm gonna take you to check out our guest bedroom and see something really unique that we were able to do in there. Okay, so this is one of our guest bedrooms, and what I love about this is there was this little nook in the room, and it was the perfect place for a Freedom Rail setup that you have seen not once but twice in our old home. We used it for our playroom originally in our old house, and then we moved it down into our daughter's room and used it as an entertainment center for her. And now we've been able to create a great spot for our guests. We've already had guests stay in here, and I was so excited to come in and see the drawers open and find that they were really using them when they were staying. So what a great purpose, and how excited we were to see that it was being utilized. So now I'm going to show you a closet that we have, an extra closet right off the guest bedroom that we set up for our guests as well. Okay, so we're in yet another tiny closet, but we were able to really maximize how much we had in here by using Freedom Rail. This is a great space for long hang. We were able to get drawers and shelves both here and on the angled wall, and it's a great guest closet. You know, we really wanted our guests to feel welcome and at home, and not feel like they had to ask us for anything. So we wanted to make sure we brought in products for them in bins, so that if they forgot everything or anything, they can grab it right out of here, and hopefully they'll want to stay all the time. Well, maybe not all the time. Okay, so now we're heading off to the master bedroom. So we have his and her closets, which is a little different from our old house where my husband and I actually had to share, even though I only gave him a little bitty section. He now has a bigger closet and I have a smaller section, but come see. So this is my setup, and you know what I believe, like, just because you have a small space doesn't mean, 1, you don't need to try and figure out how to maximize your storage, and 2, you don't need to make it beautiful and special. So as you can see, my closet is a little bit smaller than my old space. However, I was really surprised when I came in here to design it how much I was able to fit in here. We used the white Classica cabinetry, and we used the 14-inch deep instead of the 24-inch deep that we used in our old closet. And the reason for that is because in a small space, I didn't want that cabinetry coming in and closing it in. But I still wanted the look of all of the cabinetry in the closet. I really felt like we were able to get just as much double hang as I had in my previous closet in this space. I did have to compromise a little bit on my long hang, and for that, we chose an off-season closet where we installed Freedom Rail, and I put my out-of-season dresses in there so that I could still have them accessible to me, but they weren't right here in my main closet. We were able to bring in a drawer unit, which I don't know how anyone can go without one in their closet. It just makes getting dressed so much easier to have all those items right there handy to you. It gave myself a little bit of a little vanity area for jewelry and things like that, a landing spot, which I have to say I did not have this in my previous closet, and I have loved every minute of having this in this one. Shelving for jeans, folded sweaters, all of those things I had in my previous closet, and even though it was much bigger than this one, we were still able to find a way to incorporate it into this space. And then lastly, in the back, we actually were able to bring in wider shoe shelves than I had in my previous closet. So surprisingly enough, I really was able to get a lot in a very small space. And even though I felt like this is such a much smaller closet than my previous one, I really am not lacking in terms of inches of shelving and inches of hang. I'm not lacking as much as I thought I would be. But it's a great space. It's small, it's cozy, but I love it, and I love that I was able to get what I wanted in here by using Classica. So it worked out great. Let's check out my husband's closet. So I had a great big closet in our old house, and I only gave Danny about 24 inches of double hang in that closet. So when he found out he was getting his own closet, he thought he had won the lottery. I really wanted to make it special for him, and one of the things that we did was find a different type of Classica finish that was a little more masculine, something that was a warmer tone, and he loved it. So we brought in the driftwood in Classica, and we're able to give him shoe shelves, hang. He's got double hang section in the back, which houses all of his casual shirts, dressy shirts, suits, and then brought in a drawer unit, which he's never had before. He always had a dresser in the bedroom where his clothes and undergarments were, and it really was kind of difficult in a house full of girls when you get out of the shower and you have to run from the bathroom to the bedroom to go find your underclothes. So he loves having this now in his closet where he can come in here and shut the door and get dressed. But I'll let you know a little secret. Over here in the corner, there was a really odd angle, and he was like, what am I gonna do with this space? And I said, nothing, it's mine. So I wanted a spot where I could have those dresses, like if we're going on date night or to a special party, where I can have those special occasion dresses out of my closet, but still within reach. So we found this little nook over to the side, and he likes to say, nothing's ever completely mine in this house. You always find a way to make it a little bit yours. So now you guys have seen all the storage spaces in our home. We hope it's inspired you to get creative and get out there and organize your own space with all the organized living products there are to help you. But all good things come to an end, and I have to work, so you guys need to go.